Hello, and welcome to episode 5 of The Industrial Rage Building Till I Die. Just to recap, in this series, I'm playing at completely vanilla settings. I don't look at the map beforehand, I don't seed the map with extra resources or anything like that. And if I die in the game, I have to restart completely from scratch. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, off camera, I've done a couple of things. The first that you can see here is that I've added this stone column where I'm now down here refining this into the stone bricks. This can be helpful for walls, for paving. It's going to come in handy. And I've kind of finished out the rest of our iron smelting here. We already had copper in place. And today I hope that we're going to bring these columns down a little bit and then make them so that we can start building stuff. A mall, some of our basic first couple of sciences, so that we can automate everything and not have to do everything by hand. So that's the goal today. Also, while we were offline, I went ahead and expanded our radar coverage, just so we get a better idea of our neighborhood. We again cannot stress this enough. We really lucked out on our placement. The only thing is there's not a ton of resources. There's this patch of iron down here that's 10 million, and once we can tap that, we'll be sitting pretty for a while. But we have a lot of water around us. I think this is going to be a fairly easy map for getting a toehold to really building a defensible position, and then being able to expand out to access more resources. But you do see that we do have a couple of biter bases. So we have this one down here to the southeast, and then this one out here to the west. And we do really need to take care of those. So maybe let's take the care of that one to the west. Down here to the southeast, we have some trees that are kind of blocking the pollution cloud. But out here, it's just desert. And so that pollution cloud is just heading straight for those biters. Once they get activated, bad news for us. So let's take care of that, and then we'll come back down here to our base, and we'll automate some things. Also off the clock there, I added a few more power generation opportunities for us. So our power right now is sitting about a quarter of usage, which is what I like to keep it at. So we're just heading out west here to this biter's nest. I've got plenty of grenades on me. I've got a good amount of ammo, and I've got plenty of gun turrets. With those three things, I should be able to take out this nest in theory. And so we see it here, and I think I want to go at it from the south. There is a worm here and then some other worms here, and if I can set up just right so that I'm only activating this one, we might be all right. So I always like to build a fallback position. I can always run back here and have this turret take out my pursuers. Now a little bit more forward position. This will activate them. There we go. And this is also 2 forward. It's activated that. Well, it's going to be good, actually. Let's find out exactly what's going to tick them off. All right, I'm going to rush in here and throw down a couple of grenades. See if we can take out that initial worm. We did. Very good. Now we can advance our turrets a little bit. these fallback positions. Advance again. This one's going to get fired up on by everybody. That's alright. Really what I'm wanting it to do is take out this nest here. And then I'm going to pick it up. Okay, so we've just got 2 nests and 4 worms left. Good news. Let's go a little bit further down. Maybe just activate one of those worms. It'll give us some time. We won't have to sit here and repair the whole time. And we can take out these bad boys. Okay. And our western perimeter is now pretty secure. So let's go ahead and pick up these guys. And we'll head back to the base. Just check out that guy one more time. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off. Let's automate some stuff first, and if we have time before the end of this episode, we'll take out that other base. But for right now, I'm really pleased that we got that one on our western edge done. We've got good radar coverage over there, and so we should be alerted to anything coming close to our pollution cloud. So I'm heading back to the base. One thing I know we're going to need is plenty of belts and splitters and underground belts and everything else as we build out this automation. No doubt going to need some more inserters. We've luckily got plenty of those. Plenty of belts. We are out of iron here. Again, we're still kind of hand feeding. We'll do that until we get these automated processes started up. This one needs some. How are we doing on copper? We're doing great on copper. We've got a little bit of copper there. Let's grab some of this. Let's make sure that our technology tree is doing all right. One thing we do need is more assembly machines. So I'm going to bring all of these belts down. I want to give myself plenty of space for expansion. So later on, I can move, put some more copper smelting and stone and whatnot. Actually, before I do all of this, what I really want is to have this particular stack turn into a stack for steel smelting. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. One is that I need to get some of this coal off on its own, and I can do that by doing this little underground belt trick. Let's see here. And then I'm going to reverse it so it just pulls off just the part I need. Run this down, and then we'll have the exact same thing. Some stone furnaces on either side. coal and some iron. And we flip that around and mirror it on the other side. Boy, am I looking forward to robots. I'm sure you guys are too. That is if I live to tell the tale. Alright, we got some power going. And now we just need to build these belts on the outside. And then we'll consolidate both of those belts right here. So we've got some basic resources that are starting to be created that I can build more advanced stuff from. So I've got a line of copper, one of the stone bricks, and then some of the steel, and then of course iron. And I've made all of these so that we can expand them later. But our idea is to bring them down and then build them into some kind of a bus. And I am watching a lot of other YouTube videos. Buses can get really complicated, and there seems to be lots of different schools of thought. I like to keep mine really narrow, and if I need to add more things, I can. But I like to give it a lot of space. And this will cut down on the spaghettiness that can drive you to ruin at the early game as you're just trying desperately to build the next thing required. You sometimes cut a lot of corners. We want to avoid that. We want to be a little more systemized and have this essentially, when we look in map mode, it should look like a computer chip almost. So I want to grab a couple of more resources while I'm at it. I'd like to have some of that coal that's left over from this process here. Have it also be on its own belt. So let me do a couple of undergrounds here and here. So what you need to do is just hit the reverse. That spins this guy around. Do the same here. That spins that guy around. And now we're going to build its own belt. So we will be going through the belts, no doubt about it. I want to have some stone. There's some stuff that requires stone later on. And so I want to have that available to us. But a lot of the stone is being used to make these stone bricks right now. Maybe we expand our stone operation up here just a little bit. You can see this kind of janky box full of stone that I was having our previous build was building into. Yeah, just kind of a goofy thing. Just emptying it out, and then we'll put another miner there. But in the meantime, let's not get any copper. We'll add a little bit of stone to this. You can never have too much stone. We're going to be using it for building landfill later on. Okay. And yes, I still have some of those hand-fed furnaces up here, or miners. It's fine. We'll just keep them going, keep them happy. All right, now that I've got some of that rock coming in at a good clip, I can grab some of it. So here it's on the outside. I just do it like that. I've got it. It's going to be the same thing over here. Now I got a line of stone. And then the last one I want is some of this iron ore. This really comes in handy when we are doing concrete, so I kind of want to keep it here next to the stone bricks, another requirement for concrete. Again, our little trick of putting it on the belt like that, and then just reversing it. And this is one that we don't need a ton of, so I'm going to just put it right here next to the stone bricks and just do one side of one belt. We can always add to that later if we need the symmetry, but for right now, more than fine. Okay, so we've got kind of the start of our bus here. I'm going to bring all of these lines down just a little bit further, and this just allows more expansion. Okay, so over here to the side a little bit, I am going to build kind of our first mall, and let's go ahead and get it started. So the first thing that we always need when it comes to these malls is gears. Always need a ton of gears. Let's do it this way. And we'll set this to gears, we'll copy, we'll paste, and of course we need to get some power in here as well. And we're not too worried about aesthetics here, we're just trying to get the power on. That starts up our gear production. Let's do one more of those just like it. Okay, so now we've got plenty of gears going. Good, good, good. And now we want to have those gears going into some of the stuff that we need. Let's look at some of that stuff first. So we're always going to need our transportation stuff, our belts, our underground belts, our splitters. Always need a reliable source of all of those. We run out of them quickly. They're a pain to build by hand. And then our inserters. I'm going to not worry so much about these slow inserters. I end up moving to the fast ones just out of habit. But you do need to build the slow in order to build the fast. So we'll be building all three of these. And then I like to have both our straight pipes and our underground pipes, have those automated. Lights I don't care as much about. And then things like our miners and our assembly machines, those should all be something that we are making on our own. A lot of these things kind of take the same ingredients. So like inserters, for instance, it's iron plates, it's iron gears, and it's green electronic circuits. And that's the same here for electric miners, which we're going to need a ton of. And it's also the same for assembly machines, which we're going to need a ton of. And so you can see that if you have a mall that kind of brings in these resources, you're going to be doing well. So let's take care of our basic transportation stuff, our belts and that kind of thing. So we'll have our regular transportation belt. We know that to make the underground belt, it's going to need some of those. Let's build a couple of long hands. And of course, we need to output all of this stuff. And then the splitter is going to be a little bit more difficult. Again, we can use our existing production here to spur that on. So as we build belts, they'll split between these three outputs here, one going to underground belts, one going to splitters, and one going to just belts themselves in a box. So this needs iron as well. Okay, let's power this up. There's one more kind of missing ingredient that we'll get to here in a second, but let's just show you how this is going to work. So the part that we're missing here is the electronic circuits. So we'll want to bring them in on their own line right here. There's a bunch, as I mentioned, there's a bunch of other stuff that requires electronic circuits. So we'll get those going. Oh, and then this needs to be getting iron as well. Just a quick check of our power. We've got about 5 minutes left in this episode. Let's give this a little bit of time to build up, and in the meantime, we'll take a look at building some green circuits. So green circuits require two things. They require iron plates, and they require copper wire. Copper wire I've just made, of course, from copper plates. So we need to have both of those resources, iron and copper, brought over, and we'll build our little manufacturing plant right here. So I'm going to build it kind of two at a time with a break in between. That's where our power pole will sit. This is kind of a classic Factorio design. here, power all of these up. So these first ones will be building the copper wiring, and they'll get their resources from a belt down here, that straight copper plate. Look at that, we're going to need some undergrounds, and there's some. Excellent. And we'll just run this across. It'll build little tunnels for us. Got the copper in. So I've got these kind of staggered with the idea that they'll pull from two different things at a time. And it looks like we're out of those. I'm just going to come up here and just grab a ton of iron. Build a lot of those. We're going to require gears. It's fine. In the meantime, we can get these set up. Set these to be building our green circuits. Alright, there we go. Got our setup here. The only thing that we are missing is our iron coming in. So circuits going out, iron coming in. This ain't pretty, but nothing in the early game is. Throw down some additional power poles. Okay, and we're in business. And eventually we'll build that over there. It's a good place to stop. You're seeing kind of the beginnings of our automation. You're seeing how things like green circuits, gears, and some of these basic elements can be combined to make more and more complicated stuff. And that's basically what this game is all about, just building more and more complicated stuff. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time on The Industrial Rage.